Hey Sagittarius, I am SJ from Where's My Crystals and welcome to your monthly intuitive tarot forecast for the month of January. So this is for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon and Rising, so please do check out your other signs as well if you know them to get a more in-depth and unique reading for yourselves. So I feel like January, looking at these cards for you, Sagittarius, is not really a time for doing a lot. I feel like it's time for kind of introspection, reflection, looking at what serves you, looking at what doesn't. Through the beginning of the month, we've got the Page of Swords, which is you coming into the month quite on your own path. But I feel like there's going to be a decision that you have to make at the beginning of the month, which is going to make you a little bit discerned. And I feel like it's probably to do with more like work or I feel like it's work or commitment based. I feel like there's going to be a decision and it's going to come quite quickly and you're going to just have to be quite assertive with your decision. It might upset people, your decision, but it is what it is. You're not upsetting people on purpose and it's for the greatest good of you. You're not doing anything wrong to them. It's just that sometimes people do not expect the answer that you'd be getting or something like that. We're getting the moon reversed come through, which is showing me that you're not really tapping into, at this point, a lot of your intuitive thoughts. So I feel like just really trying to connect with that softer, more feminine energy and less pragmatic. You don't want to go through this month all guns blazing. You want to there's a little bit of a decision to make. You need to get that done. And then from there, it's more of like a discovery. It's more of like a let it kind of unfold so that you don't have to make the sharp decisions and cause the route to come off kilter. We've got the Three of Wands showing up into the second week of the month, and this is showing us that you are kind of taking a broader look at everything that's around you. You're kind of starting to really notice things that are happening around you and also notice the things that you've worked for coming into fruition. There's offer of help coming up for you in this week as well with the Four of Cups here. I do have to say as well, the number 18 is jumping out for me. So maybe the 18th of this month is quite significant for you. So just keep that in mind. We've got, the Four of Cups. So please do not be scared to take a helping hand from a friend or a loving person. You know, you can do everything you need to do. But if you actually have help from somebody, it'll help you achieve something much quicker. And although this month isn't about speed or haste, it is very much about being quite reserved, recharging, and kind of making sure things stay on track, because I feel like there's going to be quite a few things coming to test you later in the month where you're going to need quite a lot of balancing and grounding. So I feel like, it's time to kind of ponder maybe who's in your life and how it's helping and what you're doing. But I feel like don't make any quick decisions and don't be afraid to ask for help from somebody or accept help. I don't feel like you're going to be approaching anybody for help. I do feel like this help will be coming into your life and that you're going to be quite aware of it and reluctant to take it because you're quite a powerhouse and you're quite independent, but I feel like that's okay. You can be independent and fierce, but you can also accept help from others and it's not to be seen as a weakness. I do feel like there's something that you're carrying, some burden, some guilt for some reason, and I feel like you need to let go of it. And I don't know if that is through conversation with somebody. I don't know if that is through just that kind of sitting with it yourself and just choosing to let it go. And that was that in the past. Whatever's happened has happened. But I feel like there's a lot of some kind of toxic guilt or guilt holding you back here. And I do see you carrying that around in this month. And just feeling a bit crappy, a bit stuck. But remember, you have the complete autonomy over your thoughts or maybe not over your thoughts, but over what thoughts you choose to sit with. So if you're choosing to sit onto those thoughts of guilt, just let it go, let them sail right through. Practice will make perfect with that, to the point where those thoughts will just be a thought and you won't even think about the thought. It's when you think and think and think about the thought that's weighing you down. So whatever that is relating to, hopefully you can relate that to something and it'll make sense. But it's time to let go, and I feel like you have a fear of letting that go because I feel like for some of you, I do feel like for some of you, there's been some dishonesty on your behalf with maybe a partner, a business partner or something like that. I don't think they know about it. And I think honestly, what you're trying to work out is whether or not to tell them. And it's time to let go of it. So you either need to tell them or you either need to just like forget it ever happened and move on for the greatest good of everybody. But I would always encourage honesty. And I would always encourage that honesty will prevail your truth anyway. You know, everything happens for a reason, as cliche as it does sound. We've got the Hangman here, which is showing us that I'm getting quite a foolish energy. I'm getting quite like a childish energy, and I feel like, I don't know, don't let it go to your head is what I'm going to get as well. Like, I feel like there is a lot of success in your life, but don't let it go to your head. Don't let it turn into ego, and just try and reconnect with that compassion within yourself, that moon energy, that real lighter, creative energy, and less of the practical, pragmatic energy. We've got the Six of Wands, which is you moving forward. I see through this month, moving forward, still on the same journey that you've been on. I feel like it's almost like a pilgrimage of success. I feel like things are doing really well for you, despite a little bit of emotional turmoil potentially, that things are looking up. And I feel like there is just a potential, if you let your ego get too involved, or if you act too hastily, there's potential for a big change, and it might not be the change that you want it to be. We're getting the Tower reverse as well later in the cards, which is kind of backing up that theory. All of these are reversed, so these are kind of like more warnings coming through into the end of the month. So we've got the Five of Wands reversed, which is just the potential to be arguments, or the potential to just think before you speak, I'm going to say, and whatever you speak the truth. Don't speak badly, don't speak anybody down or cause harm with your words. Don't use your words as a weapon. Don't use your physical, materialistic things as a weapon against anybody else. But I do see there to be potential to have some kind of negative energies and maybe like some kind of bad blood with friends, family, relationships, partners, whoever that relates to. And I do see a potential severe change. And I feel like that is only if you run off course. I feel like if you just weigh up the options completely, this big change, I'm getting it reversed as so it is as a warning. So it's not necessarily, a change that you would want. And I'm feeling almost like I don't want to talk anymore. Like I'm feeling like my throat chakra is closing up. So really what I'm relating to this is that you need to be very clear. You do need to speak up. What we sometimes resist and want to do is what we really should be doing. And I don't know. I think you have a duty to yourself to be honest. And I think you have a duty to anybody else involved to be honest. And I do think that there is an element of this that can be controlled, so it doesn't have to be like the Tower reverse. It doesn't have to be chaotic. I think as long as you don't try and lie or be dishonest, I think you can't trip yourself up, and it can't be as chaotic as it needs to be. I just think, honestly, some of this will relate to some of you, some of it won't. There's a lot of things going on here, but what we're getting as the main theme the whole way through is not being a smart ass, not thinking you know it all, and really trying to take help and guidance from other people and external influences is going to be very good for you. We're getting the Hierophant here, but we're getting that reverse. So there's an opportunity for either you to be educational to somebody, but there's a blockage there as well. Maybe you don't believe in yourself enough to be able to educate on what it is that you're doing. The second split that I'm getting to this as a message is that you are ignoring somebody's advice, and that advice is going to be groundbreaking for what you want in your future or what you want at this present time. I feel like listen to external influences, listen to friends, listen to the people that you trust. And I feel like, again, they're just telling me that the trust word, I feel like, is why you are maybe ignoring this person. You don't feel like you trust them, but you absolutely should be opening your ears to listen to what they say. That's what I am hearing for you. We've got the crocodile here and the lion here from the animal spirit cards. The crocodile is telling us that it's really a time to be still, kind of staying in the shadows is okay. You don't have to be kind of bull in a china shop running through the month. Take this month to really align with your true self, your true desires. Tap into that manifesting energy of the moon. Try and sit under the moon, soak up some lunar rays. Really just looking at everything that you've got and making decisions based on what you want and what you already have, and remembering to let something go because it's holding you back. Once you let that go, you're going to see a big change coming through into your life. I feel like if you don't choose to let it go, as in you keep the stress, that's when a lot of these cards, like the Death card, the Tower card, all the big significant changes in a negative way could come into fruition. So just being aware of that I feel like honesty is going to be, honestly, your saving grace this month. The line is telling us that it's the wisdom, it's the knowing. So it's trust your instincts, trust your internal kind of gut feelings. That is really what I'm hearing for you. And that synergy again of fire and water and how they can work together and not one be too dominant than the other. So both fierce animals, both can be quite quiet and mysterious, but both can be quite intense and powerful. So just working those energies together to get exactly what you want and dream of. I'll pick an initial for you now. We've got a few beads here. We've got T, we've got C, and we've got H. So take those if they resonate. Obviously, all the messages are not going to resonate for absolutely everybody. Take what you can from the reading, and what you can't, just leave here with me. And I hope that's resonated for you. I'll pick a crystal for you for the month. And we've picked turquoise. So turquoise, it's not surprising that that's come through for the reading. It's to do with the throat chakra, and the throat chakra is blue, the same color. So it's heavily linked with turquoise, and turquoise, wearing it will help you to open that throat chakra and speak your truths clearly and honestly. If you wish to stay now, we can ask a question to the crystals. So we've got a little grey hematite here, which is going to be the answer of yes to your question, and a clear quartz here, which will be an answer of no to the question. So if you do want to ask a question, think of it in your mind now while I pick a crystal. And the answer for you is clear quartz, which means no. So I hope that has resonated for you, and I hope that you're not in emotional turmoil and things are too stressful for you. Just try and take a back step, take some deep breaths, and really think what is the best move for you this month, Sagittarius. I really hope that helps and gives you some guidance. If you're here on YouTube, please like and subscribe to our channel and be notified when your next reading comes out in February. If you're here on any social media, please tag another Sagittarius, tag another friend, or send it directly to a friend. You can share it on your stories, comment, like, any interactions, even saving this post really helps us be seen by many, many more people. Have a great month and good luck with everything. See you next month.